All right, guys, welcome back to another 500. A lot has happened very recently. We have, of course, we got two strong new members. That was great. Rounded us up to seven. Um, I have been in contact now with Bombay. Bombay and Hyperbad were going to be our next challenge here. Here's Hyperbad. Here's Bombay. Bombay goes all the way around to up here as well. And of course, we were at war with North Madras. We went ahead and finished capturing North Madras land down here. And Bombay is going to capture all of this deep country North Madras stuff. And as you can see, Bombay is now an ally with shared vision. So Bombay and Hyperbad are allies with shared vision. The reason being, he reached out and made a pretty good point that like, hey, you can defeat us, but you're going to lose a lot of guys doing it, and that's true. And then, of course, the added land, we would benefit from that in the long run. But ultimately, our real enemy is over here. Obviously, the Aberdeenshire and company. So this is all Aberdeenshire. He basically has all of Europe now, all of Central Europe, with the exception here, of course, of Spain. So he's the real monster in this game. So we are now fully in cahoots, fully in partnership with those two, Hyperbad and Bombay, and then we're also backing up that second one, which is the second coalition, rather, which is whoops, wrong one there. I think it's Trotters, Independent, something like that. Let me see. What the hell am I doing? All right. Yeah. So let's go ahead and order these by provinces. So, yeah. So it looks like they fell apart, whoever it was. But the Mexican Empire is powerful too. We really should reach out to them, yeah, and see what's going on with them. But at this point, we've kind of called a everyone attack Great Britain sort of thing. So really, off camera, I'm going to start reaching out to those other coalitions and tell them that, hey, we were two of the major coalitions. I think, we're third place, and I think that the Spice Enjoyers were maybe fourth place. And we've united against Aberdeenshire and his coalition. So, join us. Come on, let's go. So hopefully we can get everybody. So the idea here is we really just want to start marching everything west and really do a coordinated attack westward if we can. That would be wonderful. All right. So to that end, I did negotiate with Bombay for him to give me this central area. And it's not giving me. I noticed he was stacking on top of North Madras' stuff. And I was like, hey, are you going to take all that? And he's like, well, yeah. He was my ally. He's AFK now. And I was like, well, we really do need a beachhead over here. So I talked him into letting me keep, we set the boundaries from here, from Lakota, all the way up to here, Baripada. And he was gracious enough to grant me that. In other words, he's not going to stack there. You can see I'm already landing stuff now. I had a stack of like 450 that floated over, and then this is how much faster you are on land. Then this 500 actually drove over in like half the time. So he's joining the party now as well, which is great. So I'll be taking this boundary territory, and as soon as I have that, I'll be swarming in and then capturing a corridor as far over, all the way over to Jodhpur. So again, this is my treaty understanding with Bombay. He's going to give me all this corridor to Jodhpur, and he's not giving anything to me. This is the enemy that we defeated. That's why he left the game, is because we crushed him down here in Southeast Asia. And but Bombay could have been, dick about it and taken it anyway, and he didn't. So he was honorable about that. So I really appreciate that. I'm going to have to conquer in, but that's okay. You can see I've got my cruisers up here kind of clearing the coastal stuff. I've got my battleship down here who is also clearing some of these coastal tiles. And a according to our, and you can see Bombay has stacked this territory right here, precisely because he granted me up until this point, and he agreed to move behind that line, and then he's going to take all the rest of this, and he's going to take all the rest of this up here, as well as any interior stuff like here or here, and of course over here. That all belongs to them too. But I'm happy because it's going to give me some coastal tiles, which will allow me to continue developing Navy. And also, it looks like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 double tiles here that I can utilize for the war effort. Really get some factories up and going. And it looks like there already are some factories up and going. That's wonderful. Let me go ahead and automate this while these guys are running in 134. Let's split it and bring, say, 67 all the way through to this factory. Be nice if I could get there before. Oh, and look at that. Gosh, yeah. So this 100, what's going on here? You're basically there. This should be green already. Sometimes you can turn on the fast walk thing and it'll turn it green right in front of you. Not this time though. All right. And then, oh yeah, and this guy also is getting there. Good for you, buddy. Let's fast walk him and see if we can turn it green. Can we? No. All right. Anyway, I'm about to take a bunch of territory here. That's good news. And again, once I have all of this, then this is our landing base. Took this territory, which is technically outside of our treaty with Bombay. So if Bombay mentions something to me, I will gift this back to him. It's just a single tile, so I'm not concerned about it. Maybe he is. I don't know. Again, if he says something, then honestly, according to our treaty, this should be his. And if he's worried about it, I'll gift it back to him for sure. Want to honor those treaty requirements. So again, I've mentioned this before on this channel. I'm not always nice in this game, like I'll crush people if I can, or if it's, if it makes sense for the game. But I'm also really against dishonest people. If the only way you can win is by convincing someone of something and then backstabbing them, then you're not a player. You're not a good player. So really, when we say something in this game, we should honor it. And especially with treaties and things like that, this is going to benefit all of us. We are taking over Hyperbad here. Not Hyperbad, sorry, North Madras here. And then we'll all be the better for it. So, they'll get this tentacle off over here and this tentacle down here. I'll get a landing spot and a corridor to the front where I anticipate sending in, I've got like 1,000 guys over here now. So you can see all these stacks of 100 here, and then this stack of 500. So, close to 1,000. And then really looking forward to getting these double tiles up and running and starting to just mass air. I'm going to go mass air. I've got a lot of land. Those troops will continue to develop. That's another nice thing about I'll probably have a good 30 territories over here. That's good. They'll all be generating infantry. And then, of course, I'll continue streaming over infantry as we move along. So one thing over here that happened, my ally Otago came up and joined the fight, which I'm always happy to see. But I was concerned because, I'm building a railway corridor along here. So I want railways. You can see I'm building up here. I want railways as much as possible. We've talked about this. So if I'm going on a railway here, say these infantry troops, they're going 90 kilometers per hour. Soon as they hit this is Allied land without a railway. So I'm at 2/3 my non-railway speed, which means 24. So I go from 90 to 24 along this stretch. So I messaged him and said, hey, would you mind building a railway? And then sure enough, thanks, buddy. That's the way allies should work. Just bop over a message like, hey, this is going to be our super highway to the front. Do you mind building a railway? And boom, he builds it. So we're working together. That's going to benefit everyone, obviously. All these troops that are flowing up through here. I've already demonstrated to myself because I sent some via water straight across, and they were almost there when I sent these guys via land, and they got there so much faster, even though they kind of had to go around. It's just, you're so slow in the water. It's just painful. I believe, infantry go 21 kilometers per hour in the water. So that's just ridiculous. And then to answer the other question, if you're on an allied territory, you are at 2/3 speed, but if they have a railway, that does give you that bonus. So instead of 90, you'll go 70.3 kilometers per hour, but 70 is still pretty darn good. That's still twice as fast as your normal infantry movement. By the way, I am talking specifically about infantry. Cannon, of course, are slower. But anyway, you still get the bonus from the railway, even when it's not your own railway. So that's something I did research on, and I found specifically that that's the case. Bringing up my subs here to join my main Navy. The Navy will continue shelling in and softening up those targets for my infantry to come in. And of course, I have my Air Force up here that's doing the same. These guys are currently attacking over to this 13 to soften that up a little bit, that double weed up a little bit. And you can see the AI is sending in some infantry. And Bombay was sitting here already, and I'm sending 10 in to defend. And again, if this becomes contentious, I will gift it back to Bombay. But the only reason I'm not doing it right now is because I don't care. But if he does care, then that's certainly worth messing around with. I mean, so what happened is I was over here, and to get over to the territory I was going towards, I had to walk through this territory. And in the process, I went ahead and captured it. Not really intentionally, but it's just, I guess, what had to happen for me to get over to here. So it's really inconsequential either way. Really don't care. All right, so that's it for now, guys. This game is going well. I think it's really interesting. We just added 2 extremely powerful players to our Brotherhood, Hyperbad and Bombay. Both of them are very strong, have a lot of territory, lots of army. Adding that to our naval giant Otago, to Sydney, who's continuing to really be strong on the ground and at sea. And of course, up here, South Dutch Papua has been just quietly invading all the way through these islands and really taking it over. And it's been wonderful because he single-handedly shut down like 2 wars for me, wars that were draining my morale. At a certain point, things on this island were just sinking, like below 33%. You don't want it to go below 33% because that's when you have the potential for a revolt. And it was sinking because I was at war with like 4 countries at that time, and also my capital at that time was way down here. This is something I feel like Sydney should have done long ago, is moved his capital over to the west side of the island, because he does have holdings up here. And just remember, you try to keep your capital sort of more or less centered. Obviously, that's not the case for me. I'm starting to take stuff way over here. So at some point, I may move my capital to here. That'll just really improve the morale of these remote territories. It'll hurt the morale here at home. But the reason that you're usually better off doing that is that you've got so much development here at home. You can see you've got so many railways. Each of those railways is +7 morale. I've got a lot of little forts here and there. You can see as I've conquered through and taken stuff, I've got lots of forts. Every fortress, of course, is +5 morale per level, right? So those are good for morale as well. It's just your homeland tends to be built up more, which means you have more morale building structures, which means you can move your capital elsewhere. I'll probably eventually will move it up to this island. Eventually, I'm not really sure when. I'm not in a huge hurry to do that, although honestly, I probably should. Yeah, I really probably should, if I'm taking stuff up here. So one last thing, South Dutch Papua here is attacking in. Looks like he is. Are you attacking? Are you at war with South Dutch Papua? Yes, you are. Okay. So Novus is attacking in here. So he's getting his own foothold in Asia, bypassing Hyperbad. Oh, I really hope. Who is this? Oh, this is South. This is his foothold. Okay. Look at this. Okay. Yeah, I knew he was moving in this direction, but he's doing great. Do want to make sure he's not, if he's at war with Hyperbad. No, he's not. Good. Okay. Just Guangdong. All right. So very good. Things are going well. I think I made very clear announcements that Hyperbad and Bombay were now full brothers, and for everyone to give them vision. Of course, vision, people fear giving vision. I don't know why. I would always rather have vision. First of all, you know exactly what's going on. There's no sneaking going on. You can see all their stuff and they can see all your stuff. So if everything's above board, there's no reason not to share vision, right? And unless you're trying to sneak something in on somebody. So I like it that we have the shared vision. Supposedly, all my allies have a shared vision with them as well. So I'm liking it, man. Like, I mean, just look at all the blue. Look at all the blue and the white. Those are all the troops under our command right now. And, potentially, I haven't really given it much thought once we get to here. But potentially we can swarm up into Asia before we even worry about attacking over to the west. Southern Coalition of Majority. So I feel like they're the ones that are butting up against Aberdeenshire and the British people over here. So I think they may be open to an alliance as well. And if we get a few of these big boys on board with us, let's see how many territories he has. 90, not bad. I mean, this guy seems to have even more. His alliance mate has 145 territories. Okay, just to give you some perspective, I have 150. Sydney, who's been continuously expanding up islands and so forth, has 110. Nice. And South Dutch Papua here, who's been also expanding continuously, has 74. Nice. And so just to give you an idea, let's just check here. Bombay has, I know he's got a lot, 92. Good. To me, at this point, if you're anywhere around 100, you're doing great. And here we go, 73. Good. Okay, so yeah, our spice enjoyers together bring about 150 more. So that's just freaking great. Now, I explained this to Bombay, but I hope he understands, like, we do have full 7 in our membership. So what we're doing now is we're moving west as brothers, but I can't, I'm not going to kick anybody out of our team here. So it's just going to be one of those things where we all just agree to attack together. We have shared vision. So they're going to be full brothers. But unfortunately, we are full up right now. But take note, 528 just got bigger by about 150. So that does put us on the same level as the Mexican Empire here. So the two of us are about at the same level here. Again, we were looking at the Southern Coalition of Majority. If we can get those guys on board, if we can get them siding with us. And, like, the thing is, look at all this. These guys are definitely the top dogs with 1,100, right? 1,185. But if you put together the next 3 or 4 if we all team up together, we will be way more powerful than that. So that's kind of my hope moving forward, is that we sort of put together a coalition, put together an alliance of coalitions. That'd be pretty cool. So hang in there. This game is still evolving. Fun stuff is happening. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see y'all next time. Adios, amigos.